All right, we're here on site, day 3. Our goal is to hopefully make it to the end and to the point of inspection today. Ryan, I went and grabbed a part that we wanted to install after seeing what we're dealing with. Ryan got down to the site. He's cleaning some concrete up and making a little more room here at the end. Let's see how he's doing. Yeah, we're loading this out and gonna get that cleaned up here. I'm gonna go get the cable dropped down and we'll get to it. All right, well, we're gonna try to give you a little bit different view today. Ryan's coming down the alley to start loading this concrete. See if we can clean this up. Well, we're back here. We just finished eating some lunch. It's been a day of more of the same today. Digging, jumping boards. Got some footage of tearing out that garage foundation. Ends up being 2 loads of concrete. We only included 1 in the bid, but we'll see how the rest of this goes. Ryan, are we having fun yet?
Every day.
So here's where we're at. We are getting ready to make the turn to go down toward the finish line. The excavator's sitting roughly where the sewer camera stopped. So we've only gotten maybe 20 feet of pipe, 22 feet of pipe if you include our little edge on the end there that's not glued yet, but we're getting close to the home stretch. Set you up on another time lapse and see if we finish up. I think we're going to probably call it a day a little early because Ryan's full of concrete and we're going to need to get rid of that. And it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's, Ashley. Happy Valentine's, Augusta. Ryan's getting some paperwork done and, well, on his phone paperwork done. But that's how we do all of our documentation, photos. There's spreadsheets for everything. So we'll get back to digging and let you guys watch. time for tonight. We're gonna bed this last stretch of rock up. What do you think, Ryan?
Thought we'd get there today, but we got close.
I think we're all right. I mean, if we call for our inspection before noon tomorrow, the hole is pissed. That was it expressing its displeasure with being open. So let's take you down and we'll show you what we got. So there is the existing sewer. It was that joint was completely full. This back here is trying to undermine. We're going to try to hold it back on top and let the shoring hold enough down low. We got down this stretch, you can see we've had a little cave in up here, which is why we're using the fin form. I mean, nothing catastrophic or super scary, but this ground is not good ground. We're down by the White River. Like, take a look at this sand. It's like totally just powder. So we got rocky, sandy, a layer of like just pure sand, then we get into some gravelly sand, and we've got some silty layers over the top. Not real stable, but we're close. I'd say about where the hose sitting is the end of our repair, so we got probably 4, maybe 3 or 4 sections of clay. We didn't run the sewer camera down it yet, but I can smell a lot more sewer than septic right now, so it's a pretty good sign that we're getting close to the other side, and hopefully this job will be a wrap. Right at the end, we had a pretty good blowout right in here. For whatever reason, this section's pretty nasty, so I'm gonna get out of this hole and we're gonna start putting up some fencing and cleaning up. But sorry we didn't get quite as much video today. It was just a lot more of schlepping the boards and pumping jacks in the hole and moving down the line, but the ground got a little worse today, so it was a little difficult to stay on top of the video. But anyway, hopefully tomorrow we'll get inspected and we can start putting this thing back together and be moving toward the next job. So we'll check out and see you later. Jeff here. We're starting day 4 of this sewer repair, and we're pretty close to home, as you saw at the end of yesterday. But this morning we've got some difficulties. Ryan went to go dump off the second load of concrete from the garage, and the truck died on the scales, so they got him towed off the scale. We're trying to figure out what's going on. Clifford has had some kind of intermittent strange electrical issues. I don't know if you noticed, but when he dumped off the other day, the 2 brake lights on the left side of the truck weren't working, but they were working just before that, and I don't know if it's all tied together, but it's causing us some angst this morning. It's a bummer because we've got to call our inspection in before noon to have an inspection today, and we've got, I'd say about maybe 15 to 20 feet to go before the end of our repair, probably close to 20. And given the pace, that should be like half a day roughly. So I don't know if we're gonna get inspected today or not, because we might not be close enough by the inspection cutoff at noon to feel confident that we're gonna have it all tied together. So just kind of waiting to figure out what's gonna happen next, and hopefully they can get Clifford going and we can get down here and finish this up today. I need to get back in the office and catch up on some front end stuff, sales estimating wise, but we got to get this one done. So we'll keep you guys in the loop, and I've got everything kind of unloaded and ready to go. We got our trench jack pump out, we got our hooks out, we got the ladder in the hole. Looks like we've had a few more small slough offs on the wall. Again, nothing catastrophic yet, but this hole's not wanting to stay open, so I'm hoping that we can get this thing inspected and get to covering it up. So we'll keep you along for the ride, and cross your fingers for us. All right, well, morning is finally kind of underway. About 11:15. You might have noticed we ran a 3-foot bucket yesterday because we were opening up trench wide enough to get our shoring in, and it just digs a lot quicker with a little extra bucket volume. But now that we're getting down close to the end, I want to be careful of the pipe, and these flat teeth allow you to be a little bit more ginger than the chisel teeth do as far as staying close without hitting stuff and moving a little bit of dirt at a time. So the guys are here, and we're going to see if we can get this last little bit dug out and ready to plumb. So here we go. this way. The sewer main's very close, out of frame, and we're just trying to get right up to the right of way and not break anything, so we're kind of digging inside of our shoring. It's pretty tedious, but we're actually making decent progress at it. Show you what this looks like. We got our sewer cam set up here. We're going to run it down this pipe. Big root ball. Here's your main. Let me hit record. Pull back slow. Stop. We've got a partial root mass here, one joint back from the main. This is under the alley. Pull back slow. Another partial root blockage here. Keep pulling back. Pull back slow. And here you have a view that we are at the alley. So I would recommend that this line gets water jetted. And the section here out under the alley, if there's any breaks or any issues in the future, will be the responsibility of citizens. However, the line is open and is serviceable. It just does have some root masses growing in. This is Jeff Dodge with Lamb Excavating. We'll conclude this video at this time. So we got our camera run. This line's open. It probably does need to be water jetted. We're gonna get our camera cleaned up and get ready to plumb. So this here is a backwater valve. We decided to put one of these in. It's got a flap in there that flips open and closed. flips open and closed so that if you have stormwater surcharge, because we have combined storm and sanitary, that you don't have stormwater back up into the house. So we're going to put this in just to be safe and make sure we don't have a problem. All right, well, it was a fight today, but we got it. So we got our connection. You can just barely see it there. Non-shear coupling. This is a right-of-way clean out. It goes two ways. Gets buried with a metal cap so that the utility can find it if they need to use it to work out under the road. We put our check valve in so that if the storm water surcharges the sewer, it can't back up in the house. Got our pipe. You can see the ditch is still kind of caving in a little bit, but that's pretty much a wrap on this one. So gotta wait till tomorrow to get inspected, and then after we get inspected, we'll cover it back up.
Here we are on site, day 5. I was in the office, but the pipe passed inspection. Brian and our other Jeff came down to get it backfilled and had a more eventful day, but for this job, wouldn't have expected anything less. Guys did a great job getting this one buttoned up and closed out. If 3 came back to bite us, we probably would have been out of here in 4 days, but losing that first day pushed us into 5. Back at the job site. It's Saturday morning. It was snowing pretty hard on Friday and the roads were getting pretty bad, so Brian elected to pull the machine out on Saturday. He's going to give us a quick walkthrough of the site after we were finished up. Got everything backfilled, put in a temporary gravel drive that they can use while it settles. It's pretty sandy, so it shouldn't settle a lot, but it'll probably need touched up once it settles out. Anyway, this job's complete. It had plenty of surprises along the way, as happens in construction frequently, but we were able to fight our way through. The guys did a good job finishing her up with me in the office. But hope you guys have enjoyed this video and have a little more insight into what it takes for us to continue chasing the sprint car racing dream. And we'll hope you enjoy it, or hope you'll join us for future videos. Be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date with our latest releases, and let us know what you think of this one in the comments.